Hey guys and welcome. Today we're going to have a play around with some index cards. I recently bought a bulk lot of 5 by 8 inches and the quality of them is not that great. So it's quite thin and the size was probably a little bit bigger than I wanted initially, but I'm really happy in the sense of I like the size, and to work with them I can simply glue some together. So today I thought we'd make a little bit of a file folio, glue a few together, do some stamping, and we'll see how it turns out. Okay, let's do some scoring first. So in readiness I glued for the covers 3 pieces together just to get a bit more of a cardstock consistency, and then the inside ones I just did 2. Okay, so we'll work with that. So no need for me to cut the covers. So they're 5 inches by 8 if you're wanting the measurements, and I will put them in the description below. The spine I'm going to cut at 1.5 inch and then score it at 1/2 inch and 1 inch. So if you're working off a index card like me, it's actually 6 lines, and then the middle ones will be 5 lines, and then they will be scored at 1/2 and 3/4, but we'll go through those when we cut them. So that one there's already cut. Let me cut another one. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, which is your 1 1/4 for the outside one. So your main spine is 1 1/2, and then your side spines are 1 1/4, and we want 2 of them. So 2 of them. So our main spine, we'll keep that one together and we'll do the scoring in a minute. Our side spines there, and then we want two folders. Now these are the ones that will overlap like that. So they're I've only glued them a thickness of 2. And I already know that we need to cut a little bit off. So remember, these are the 5 by 8. So I want to turn these into 4 3/4 by 8. So we need to cut just a fraction off. We're cutting 1/4 inch off. Right, I'll grab my scoreboard. So they're the outside pages. Now my scoreboard to score the spine. So this is the spine that's 1 1/2 inches. We want to score it at half an inch. And if you're working on the index cards, it's 2 in. And then we want to score it at 1 inch. So we've got a 2-line gap. And then we fold it over. You don't need the lines. As long as you've got the measurements, then you can make these out of plain cardstock. So that's the outside spine. Now the 2 side spines. So they're 1 1/4, and we're going to score it at 1/2. And then 3/4. So basically their spine is half the size of the main spine. And that'll allow, by having a little bit of a spine like that, that'll allow you to put some bulk in your folder. So if you want to add some notebooks, ephemera, tucks. Okay, so we've got that's the side one, that's the side one, that's the main one. All right, so we'll just put the spines off to the side at the moment, and we'll put the side pages off to the side. Now let's concentrate on the covers. So I want my lines on the inside because I'm going to glue some cardstock scrapbook paper on the insides there because I don't particularly like the lines. However, you could do some stamping over that anyway. So I'm just going to turn them over. We'll do the front cover first, and I'm going to be working with, let me grab the name for you. It's the Stampers Anonymous, the Inspector. So it's this gentleman here. So we're going to put him on the front cover, and I'm going to stamp him first. Just going to get my paper pad down. I'm going to stamp him first, and then I'm going to do the background after I stamp him on there. But we will use a mask to do that, and I'll show you what I mean. So I actually want him down near the corner of the cover. And when the paper's poor quality, and you don't know whether it takes ink or not, just leave your stamp on there for a while and keep pressing, just so it grabs all that ink. Okay, beautiful. And I'm stamping in black today because I want to distress it with walnut stain quite heavily, so I don't want the browns to all blend in together. And then we're going to take this, I think it's like a compass, make sure I get it up the right way, and I want to put it up towards the top. But I'm going to do it half off the page. Once again, just firm pressure, make sure that you leave it on there for a while. Now with the masking, so I've pre-stamped these and I've cut them out. So we're going to put them over the top like that so we can do our background stamping. Now with the background, I'm just using some sort of script, and I also like the numbers that come with this stamp set, so we might do that one first. So by having the masks there, it's not going to stamp over your image like that. It'll look like that your image is popping out off the page. Like that. And then we'll come down and just do a bit in this corner. Up the right way, guys. And then I want to pop my mask back on. And a lot of people keep these masks and they keep it with their stamp set once you've created it, and you know you're going to use it time and time again, so you don't have to keep doing it every time. You can simply keep the masks in with the stamp set. This one I just want a bit of writing in the back there. It may be too much. Trial and error. No, it's not too bad. And then I might take the stamp off to do, actually no, I won't have to. Be able to do down there because there's no writing. If you didn't want it to come over the writing, I actually like that, but you know, you could have had another mask over the top there or a bit of paper across there. And then I'll do down the side. So make sure your mask is on. I just didn't want the same heading across there, so it's like stamp, stamp. That's why I've brought it down a bit, and I'm going to mask the top there because I actually want the bottom of this stamp to go up there. So play around with it. There's plenty of ways to get different effects using the one stamp. Awesome. So you can see that he pops out from the background, and it's like that you've stamped over the top and it's just got rid of the background. But that's going to be our cover. Now I'm going to do the back. So the back we might do a bit of a texture stamp. And sorry guys, I don't know where I got this one from. It could possibly be AliExpress. It's just like a texture, like a grid texture background. It does have a butterfly or a dragonfly on there. So I'll do him up in the corner because we may want to put something else down the bottom here. So we might put some script on. So this is Ledger script. I use this one a lot. So if you're looking for a script stamp, it's got a couple of different styles on it. So I want to get a bit up the top. So I've only inked that top bit there. And I'm just going to press down a bit on that one. And then I want to get it down here as well. And I think I want something else in that space. Maybe like a number. So if we go to the eccentric Stampers Anonymous set, it's got some good numbers in there. I'll have to get proper cases for these because the plastic on the outside's getting quite ratty. It's not affecting the stamp at all, but There's that one, and probably something down the bottom here. I've turned those different ways. All right, that might be enough. We'll know once we ink it, which we're going to do next, just to have a look to see if we need any more stamping. So that's your front and that's your back. So if I grab my walnut stain, and we'll ink it up. Then I might add the cardstock on the inside. Actually, no, I won't. I'll glue the spine first, because then we'll be putting the cardstock over the top to cover the joins. So you can ink as light or as heavy as you want. I actually like it quite dark around the outside. To me, it frames it. And you can always add more once you put it together. I'm just muting the white down a little bit. Okay, so that's our two covers. Let's add some cardstock on that. I'll grab my trimmer. And we already know that we're 5 by 8, so we can simply cut, we can pick out some paper. So I've pulled out some fairly neutral tones. She might go with that one. And what I'll use this one front and back, and then we've got the other ones. So we go 5 across. And I think I want my frame up the top of the page, because we may put a pocket or something down the bottom. So we know we want it 8 inches, the same as our index card. And then the back pocket, we'll just cut that side bit off. We'll do the same. So if we turn it around, we want 5 inches. By the 8. And then we'll glue them inside. So I've got to frame up that side and a frame down that side. So I'm going to use up glitter to glue that. I hope my air conditioning's not too loud for you guys. It's quite a hot day today. My studio's in a shed, so it becomes stifling this time of year if you don't have the aircon on. So I do apologise if you can hear it. It is a relatively quiet one, but sometimes you just hear that hum along. We had quite a big storm come up yesterday. I woke up and there was a magnificent sunrise. And then, you know, so that was at about 20 to 6. By about 7:30, 8 o'clock, it had turned quite dirty. There was thunder, lightning. I'll just use my bone scorer just to adhere that really well. So yeah, thunder, lightning, and then we got rain all day. So the start to the day certainly didn't indicate what the rest of the day was gonna be like. These folios, they're so much fun to make. And I love putting like flip outs and everything in them. You can just jam so much into them. As far as your ephemera, your journaling spots. Actually, one thing I was going to glue these in before I put the cardstock down, but that's okay because we can turn it the other way and I can stamp on that. I can stamp on that. That'll be the inside, that'll be the outside. So let's get some sort of heavy-ish stamping on that. So let's use our script. And then we'll ink it quite heavily so you won't see the lines either side. So I didn't do a prototype for this one, so it's all trial and error as we go. And in a way, it's good to make mistakes because, you know, it helps you think outside the square as to how you can remedy it or cover it up. That one I could put some cardstock on, but I'm not going to. As you can see, you can't even see the lines through that now. And don't be afraid to stamp over if you've got some patches there because it all blends in together. Thing about junk journaling, we have to practice putting our perfect demons to the side and go with the flow, and that's what I love about it. And I know some of these we're gluing up, but it's easier just to ink it like this to get the consistency down. And it'll be like washi tape on the inside with the joins. that's going to be an outside spine. So if we go, I'm just going to run around these wide edges now that we've put the cardstock on. Doesn't need too much inking, it's fairly grungy anyway. And the same with my other one. So make sure you got them the right way up. And then we want to glue them down. So you can go either way. You can glue that if you didn't want the join on the inside, but the join will be on the outside. And in this case, because we've stamped it, it won't be a problem. Or we could go like that and have the plain cover and then have our washi tape effect on the inside. So either or, I think I actually like it like that, to be quite honest. And that'll save me putting some material or something over it. So it actually looks like washi tape or something that we've put over the outside. So our mistake has been a happy mistake. It's shown us sort of, you know, what's possible or what a different look is. So we want to go down just this side of the fold, and we want to line it up as best we can, because we know that with art glitter glue there's no time to correct it. Lovely. And now we'll do the other one, so just inside that line. Sure we've got it up the right way. Make sure that it's just inside that line. Get our bone folder. Okay, so that's the first part of the folio. Now we want to add our pages inside, and these ones I will glue on the inside, so you're going to get the effect of the washi tape on the inside, or the hinge of it. But what we need to do for that is we need to stamp those. So I'll grab the script stamp again. I'll just put the pin in my art glitter, otherwise we may not have any glue when it comes time to gluing. As you can see, I was just covering up some patches there. This stamp does have a few gaps in it. I'm trying to get that consistent one across there, but it doesn't always happen when especially when you can't get your head over something that you're stamping. You're not going to get it right. But as you can see, we can go back and stamp over, and it certainly doesn't take anything away from what you've already stamped on there, because it's a really messy script. It's really lovely. Okay, this one might just need a couple more touches because it was already scored and folded over. It missed in a couple of places. And now we'll quickly ink both of those. So these are for the side flaps. And you don't have to sponge over the white if you like the white coming through. I actually like to soften it a bit, but I am going quite heavily handed on these spines. So we're sort of like featuring them in a sense, like washi tape. If you don't have a script stamp, just use some sort of a background stamp, or do some repetitive stamping. I've actually got a video on that, guys, so check that out. I'll put the details below for that, and it's just a different way to use your stamps. But these strip type of things you'll use a lot. Okay, so let's grab our other two pages. Now we're going to obviously put cardstock on those, but we do want to stamp the outside of those as well, because we're going to hinge them on here. So when we open it up, we'll have our background, our cardstock to match in here. And then on the outside, if we opened it up like that, we'll have our stamping. So I might do something similar to the back on this page, given it's the inside of the front page. And then over here, I might do the professor again. So let's do that. That way and that way. All right. Grab this stamp again. So this one's just a grid type of stamp with the dragonfly. I use it a lot just for the grid texture. I don't normally stamp the whole stamp. Today's the first time I've actually included the dragonfly in this one. I mean, I love dragonflies as well. So you might want to do completely different stamping as to what you've already done as well. Just because I've got the stamps out and I am mindful not to make this video too long for you guys, I thought I'll just pretty well much do a bit of repetition. Don't have to think too much about it then. Now our little factory. Our number 5. This one I've come more out because of the, we're going to be taping that on. I might do a bit of compass off the bottom. And where was that other? Other script one I'm looking for. I think I'll put it away somewhere. Oh, there it is. I just want a part of it, so go. Now I'll ink that one. I'll ink them both together actually. Let's stamp the other page. So our professor. With this one, I'm just making sure I'm getting lots of ink on because it's quite a detailed stamp. And then I'm going to put him up a little bit. And then same with the compass, I'll go it up in the right hand corner. Now my masks, there's my other mask. And that looks pretty cool too with the shape now that it's been stamped on quite a bit. You can hardly tell that the professor's there. Probably easier with these bigger stamps to lay them down and ink them. This one I might run along the bottom. Oh, get it up the right way. Then if we it's like a ad page type of text. And then I want to just protect that text there. and that one there, because I only want a bit in there, so I'm going to get this finer. Lovely. And then the grid, I'm going to take it off because I only want to use parts of it, and just spot stamp it in a few places. Lovely. All right, so now I will ink that up, and then we'll stick them on and put our cardstock on. I'm really happy with how these are turning out. So my disastrous purchase of the index cards has turned out quite well. I will use, I will glue quite a few together and use them for pockets and tucks and things like that. So they're not going to sit in the cupboard and go unused. Certainly don't want to waste anything. It's just a really cool stamp. What's he called? The Inspector. I've used him a bit actually, but I really love this background stamp. I don't think it's the full alphabet. I think there's letters missing. It's just more a like a graphic background texture. And I love watching videos of other creators like this too, because I really like to see how they use their stamps in different ways, or what they match, because we're not limited, as you can see today, with just using one stamp set. We like to mix and match all of our stuff. So if we bring this one over, we're going to now put these in. So remember, we cut 1/4 inch off these ones. So we're going to glue it on the inside like that. And because I really like the effect of the washi tape on the joins, I'm actually going to put the cardstock on these before we glue it together. So let me just cut some more of that, and I'm going to go the same, because I've got a second piece, so I'm going to go the same in that, get it up the right way. I'll just cut that little edge off. We want to go 5 inches wide for the inside one. My blades just dropped out. I must have pushed it too hard when I flicked it back. So this is a Stampin' Up! Trimmer. It's really good because it's got a scorer on it as well, although I do like my scoreboard. And then we want it 8 inches, the same as our cover. Actually, we've got to cut this one down to 4 3/4, I just remembered. So I've done 5 by 8 there, but we've got to cut this one down now to 4 3/4. And then we do the other side. Just gonna trim trim that. It's got a raggedy edge on it because I tried to go too close with it. So we turn this around, so 4 3/4 width by 8. And we've got some beautiful pieces left over. This paper I'm using is a Stamperia paper, and I don't think I've ever seen a bad paper from them. They're just absolutely gorgeous. All right, so let's stick that one on there and that one on there. Grab my art glitter. You should see my desk, guys. There is stuff everywhere. You wouldn't think that one little project like this could create a mountain of mess. And mess, I mean, you know, open stamp packets, stamps lying around, cut paper. Some days you feel like your desk is caving in on you when you got you've been working on a couple of projects. So we're going close to the edge before we commit the whole thing. We want to make sure it's lined up pretty good. One. And it's good when you get the framework together like this, because you can then have a look at what pockets and tucks that you want. You might want to add some more flip outs, some tuck spots, a notebook, a belly band. We've certainly allowed for a few things in this one because we've got that 1/4 inch spine on the sides and the 1/2 inch one on the actual spine. Smooth it down. Beautiful. Now if we grab our spines, so these are being glued on the inside, so you will see a bit of a spine like that on the outside that will marry up with the actual main spine. So if we glue, let's glue the cover down first. I hope you guys are all doing well today and doing something that you love. At the very least, sitting back, having a nice cuppa. I've just not long finished a nice coffee actually. It was as I was gathering a few things together for the video. I was sipping on a cuppa. And we just open that up and just run our bone scorer down just to flatten it out. We might do the other side. As you know, we can do this side. So I'm actually going to put glue on the spine here. Or on the joining flap. And then we want to go to the join, just to the side of the join. I want to make sure that we're even, and then using the bone scorer again. So you'll see we'll have that really thin spine, so the outside cover's gone right up to it, like that. It's like it just wants a bit more glue along there, so I'm going to pop a little bit more in, because it was just lifting there a little bit. I may have missed the edge when I was doing the glue. So let's move over to the other side, and in this one we're going to be popping that one down first. So let's glue it up. You can make these out of cereal boxes, just if you've just got some cardstock, thick patterned paper. Whatever you've got that's got a little bit of body in it, and if it doesn't, just glue a couple of pieces together just to get a little bit of thickness. You could cover it with material. So just using the bone folder. And then now we're going to add the cover on. Going on the outside. Just to the side of that join, or the fold, or where you've scored it. So it can go like that, guys. Open it up, open it up. You can close it like that. I think I like it like that because we've got a spine either side, so we can have something definitely on the inside of each one. So let's just do a couple of pockets and a tuck for that. So we'll bring over some of our other stuff. So I'm thinking maybe a belly band and a corner pocket. So I'm just going to cut a corner pocket. Actually, might do the, let's check the width. Okay, so we might do it at 4.5, just a bit over 4.5. And then we might, I don't want it to go from corner to corner, so I want a bit of a pocket like that. So that's our pocket there. Now belly band, we might do it 2-inch belly band, and then we might have a pocket, and then we also might have a tuck. So we'll do another 2-inch tuck. Let's see how that goes. All right, so let's quickly stamp these and put them in and see what we think. So just going with my professor again. If I'm thinking he's on the inside, I might have him over to here. So this is our pocket. Lovely, and you can see that it hasn't got his shoulders, so it gives you another look again. Now with this, I only want really faint script, so I'm going to actually what we call stamp it off. So I will ink up, actually maybe I'll use the other script. So I will ink it up and then I'm going to stamp it off on the page. You can see why I put the paper pad down. So stamp it off and then stamp it on. Just, I wanted it faded. Just a hint of background. On him. Let's see if I can get a bit closer to him. Lovely. And then we need a bit across the top, although it won't matter too much because we're going to ink it anyway. If you're touching up like that, you just got to remember that you got to stamp off. As you see, I nearly went to make that mistake a few times. And then we just want to put a notch in that. What stamps do I have on my desk? This one's 1.5. So just eyeball it. So you don't want to go up to halfway mark, you only need a little bit of a notch. Pop him out. All right, put him to the side because we'll ink them all together. This one's going to be our tuck. So let's, what can we do a bit different? We'll go with the script. Should we go with this script? Let's get it on a bigger. This one we might just go down the page. Actually, oh yeah, I'll do the heading. I was going to say it's got a few gaps up the top, but that's okay. Something different. And then we'll just repeat it just under. Just want to add a bit there. Lovely, so that's our tuck. Now our belly band. Let's find our, now this is going to be too wide for the belly band, but we're going to, actually no, we'll do our corner tuck. Let's go there, and then get our mask and then put some script. This is a great script. It's really a messy one, so it's different to what we've been using, but it's out of the same set, which is ledger script. So you get a few different looks because you get 2 stamps in it. Very messy. And when you put it in your journal, you know, you can add stuff over the top. This is just to basically get a bit of a background, some texture, and have the journal flow all the way through. All right, so now for our belly band. So how do you think our inspector will go? When I find him, there he is, down in the middle of the belly band. Let's give it a go. Could be a disaster, but a belly hand's not hard to cut another one. Try and get it about the middle. Love it. Love it, love it. And we might just do some grid texture on him. I won't even put it on a block. See if I can get in close to him here without mucking it up. Lovely. And then just a bit along there. Beautiful. Easy, easy. And then there's a couple of stamps in this set I haven't used before, which is like playing cards, so I might throw them on there just as something different. And with this set, you could probably even look to make your own playing cards. We've got the diamond. Or you could do these in different colors, like a red or something like that. All right, let's ink these up and let's put it in our journal. As you can see, guys, you don't have to have a full impression all the time. You know, and we did that with just his head. You might want to just do the eyes so they're just peering out over. Let me get rid of that so you can see more. This one I definitely want something else on there, but I may even cut out one of them and glaze it up and put that on there, or re-stamp it in, emboss it. Lovely. Okay, let's put them in our journal. So I already know that I want my tuck on the back page. And we can put a journaling card in there or a notebook. So I'm just gonna make sure the edges are inked because we don't want white edges anywhere. And we don't have to do the back of this because we're gluing it down. So a trick is have your thumb on the side that you're not gluing. It will save you, or it will remind you. Because sometimes when we're gluing, we're not necessarily concentrating. You know, we might have TV on, we might have a radio, we might be thinking of something that, you know, we need to do that day. Quite easily to get distracted. So I'm taking it all the way to the edge. And then, you know, you can put stickers or something else on there. We're just getting the framework done today. And then we might have our pocket on the inside here. I'll just check the edges. Thumb on the edge you don't want to glue. I am going to glue these tabs as well, but you can leave those open if you wanted a wider area to tuck stuff in. And I'll have him just out from the edge. actually got the professor there and there. I'm thinking, oh, I probably should have had him there or had that over there. Actually, I might do that while I still can, although I've ripped the paper there. Just mindful that you don't want two things the same. And remember, with art glitter, there's only a very small window. Okay, so he's in there. I'm going to, let me ink that up to see if I can get rid of the white a bit, which I've really spoilt that. Or let me run some washi tape down now. Maybe not. I don't really have a grungy washi tape. However, I do have my strips that I've done in previous video, so I could run that down there, guys. Check out that video of using your stamps differently. I'll put the link in, as I said before, below. It's a game changer. Well, for me, using your stamps a little bit different, using up your scraps. Like this is the edge off the book page, so when I've collaged, I've only wanted the print, but I save all my edges and I stamp either words on them or other images, and you'll be surprised how much you reach for it. Right up, and I'll snip it off. I'll snip it off the top there. Lovely. And then we can put our professor over the bottom there, and then we can put our belly band in the middle there. I'll just check the edges before we do that, because we're going right to the edge of the pages. I don't want white hanging out the sides. So just gluing top and bottom, just and up the right way, of course, just eyeballing roughly the middle. So you'll be able to put a journaling card, a notebook, or notepad, because remember we've got spines on each join, so we can add plenty of thickness to this one. Just check the edges on this one as well. Just inking a little, I'll just define that a little bit more. So thumb on the side we don't want to glue. Most of the time we're gluing three sides, so the old thumb method does work if we remember to do it, of course. And then we've got our nice pocket. So I'll just snip that one off. So we've got our belly band, we've got our pocket there, another pocket there when it glues down, a tuck there, you know, we can add another belly band up the top and have a notebook tucked over it. We can put some journaling cards. You can have more flips out there if you want to. We can definitely have a pocket or something on here as well, which I may do, and then fold it up. But that's it, guys. So something beautiful that's come out of a disastrous purchase of these index cards, but I'm really happy with how it's come out. I don't know what closure I'm going to do yet, but I may throw some sari silk around there. I'm just grabbing my laces beside me to see what sari silk would look like, because I've got a really grungy one. Here it is, a really grungy one. I've got a video on making these lace cards too. It has really tidied my things up. Okay, so let's just get a piece off. So I may put some, you know, a different closure or something on it, but just for the purpose of this, I'm going to tie some sari silk around it, and it may even just stay like that, easy access. That's it, guys. Beautiful file folder out of some index cards. I hope you'll have a go at it. If you don't have index cards, or ones obviously as big as I've bought, then definitely get some, you know, cereal box card stock, however you want. I'll put the measurements and the score measurements down in the description down below for you to have a go at it. But thanks for sticking with me today. It's probably been a long video, so I do apologize for that. Whenever there's a lot of cutting, folding and stamping and inking involved, then the videos do tend to be a little bit longer. But yeah, if you've really enjoyed today, I would love you to hit like, and if you haven't already, subscribe to my channel, because I really enjoy bringing these videos to you. Thanks, guys, and have a great day. Bye.